little tool level here, and I thought I would share kind of the games that I beat in January with you and quickly review them. And better believe, for Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Super Mario Sunshine, I beat the living hell out of Mario. That's what it means to beat a game, right? Like, to actually beat these games up, right? I'm just going to go with it. Hello everyone, welcome back. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun, you know, for January to look back at kind of the games that I beat, along with a couple of games that I replayed and beat and all that. Quickly do reviews on each of them and all that. I think I'll do this for each month, like, not sure how many games each month I'll actually beat. It might only be one or two, and then other months might be quite a few. Like, it depends, you know, if I'm playing a big RPG or stuff like that that takes a lot of hours, right? So, let's start with the games that I did beat. So, yeah, I did a video on Kirby's Dream Land, which I played through the Dream Collection here because I don't have the original Dreamland on Game Boy anymore, and yeah, it's always a blast to go back and play the game. It's a lot of fun, you know, the music is fantastic, and it's just an absolute joy to play. Yes, it's incredibly short and easy, but it's still, you know, one of my favorites to go back to, despite Kirby not having any sort of abilities or anything. Like, there's a couple, you know, with the mic and everything, but for most parts, yeah, there's no, like, copy abilities. Yeah, none of that, right? So it's a very basic, just easy platformer, but I absolutely love it, love the soundtrack, and yeah, just, it's always fun to go back to for me. And then, so for PS4, I replayed the first Kingdom Hearts again. And yeah, because I never beat the game on Proud mode, so this time I wanted to challenge myself a bit, and yeah, beat it. And it wasn't too bad. Like, the hardest parts would have been the beginning parts before you learn the cure spell after Deep Jungle. Wow, I'm just having trouble speaking today. And yeah, just a lot of fun, you know, absolutely love Kingdom Hearts, right? So, replaying the first one, you know, I was playing a bit of the second one, but I kind of got a bit burnt out after playing the first game, right? So, yeah, I kind of beat the drawn-out prologue in the second game because, man, that's still one of the worst prologues in gaming history, but, yeah, and having, you know, so might do Kingdom Hearts 2 soon, but yeah, I kind of put it on the back burner for now, and let's do kind of the, you know, games I never beat for the first time. So, video would just went out, you know, like yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever, of, yeah, playing Super Mario Sunshine, kind of through Mario All-Stars here because I don't have the GameCube version anymore, and yeah, I'm kind of mixed about it. I did kind of my playthrough and review on this game, and there's parts I like the beginning parts are pretty good, and, you know, the graphics, like, the game holds up really well. It's a really pretty game to look at even today, but just the mechanics with blood I'm not a big fan of, and there's just too many other issues I have with the game that make it incredibly frustrating. You know, there's way too many just annoying shines to get, and so for that, yeah, I kind of gave my review, which, if you don't know my review system, I'll put it up, where I kind of give a one-word answer for these games and all that, you know, instead of just a random number score, right? And yeah, I kind of gave this game, you know, mediocre for me. You know, it's like, I know a lot of people love this game, but I think for me, because it's a Mario game, I have different expectations and all that, and you know, for a lot of people, like, they might feel the same way, but they're able to kind of get past, you know, kind of the different feel for Mario more than I can, right? And it's okay to have differences, right? So, yeah, and then another game that I would have done a video on is, yeah, Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, so this game's pretty solid, you know. It's definitely, like, you know, the marketing for it with the whole Toys to Life thing, yeah, it's kind of annoying, but, you know, you can find the figures you need for pretty cheap these days, and, yeah, so, but it is kind of dumb, too, that you need, like, every element in order to 100% the game, and things like that, and there's even like toys that basically act as DLC, right, where you get extra levels or missions, which is another dumb tactic, but it is what it is. But I say, you know, this is a pretty solid one, and I gave it kind of good rating because of that. Now we get to the digital only games, so yeah, these are games that, you know, I've mostly had pretty much through like PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass, things like that. And I'll start with another one I put on Twitter just the other day, Watch Dogs 2. So yeah, and I'm sorry, I forgot to record the footage for this game, so you're basically seeing kind of the end game stuff for me, but yeah. It was a pretty fun game, you know. It definitely dragged out way too much. You know, it could have been cut down quite a bit, but that's kind of an issue I have with a lot of open world games, is they just pad way too much in when it's like, okay, you don't need like this many, you know, go-kart races or drone races, and you don't need this many main and side quest stuff, right? And, you know, story's pretty simple. You're part of DedSec, kind of hacker group that's trying to take down this company called Bloom, because, yeah, they're kind of sort of trying to control the world and control a lot of information, and they create fraud and all this sort of stuff, right? So you want to kind of take them down, and yeah, it's a solid game, you know. I would give it a good rating, because, again, I liked it, but didn't love it, right? And I did like it more than the first game. I think it was smart for them to do more of a arcadey, just over-the-top style, rather than a super serious one like they had with the first game with Aiden Pierce and all that, right? So, yeah, pretty solid game. And then, another one I did a video on, Puppeteer, so this is from Japan Studio, and they make such unique, amazing games, right? What? Some of the best, you know, games that really stand out on their own end. This is no exception, you know. It's a really great platformer with great music and, you know, a lot of funny dialogue throughout. And yeah, just a really cool setup of this whole theater, and you play as Kitaro, who's kind of lost his soul as the Moon Bear King. Yeah, just you're trying to stop him, and yeah, there's some platforming issues with it, you know, some frustration with it, but I find that with just about every platformer, and the other thing is, I don't think it has too much replay value. Like, there's a lot of collectibles to get and, you know, trophies to unlock, things like that, but it's probably not something that I'm going to exactly go back to a whole lot, and it's not something that... It's a game I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, but I'm probably not going to really recall specific scenes from it, you know, because it has a charming cast of characters and a fun little story, but nothing super stands out. The game itself, like, it's kind of weird how to talk about this, where the game stands out, but not exactly a whole lot of the characters or environments, right? And so for that, I give it the great rating, right? It's just a really cool game to check out. And then, so what I talked about, yeah, so third game that I did a video on too, High on Life. This is a really fun, just silly game, right? It's very crude humor, you know, very adult, male type humor, and it's just a ton of fun, like playing the shooter and, yeah, trying to stop these aliens from invading the whole galaxy, right? And, yeah, it's very Rick and Morty-like, just a ton of fun, highly recommended. Hopefully it comes to other platforms at some point, you know, and the game's fairly short, you know, but it's one of those games that I felt the length was perfect on it. Like, it didn't need to be any longer than it was, and just a ton of fun, and so I give it kind of the amazing rating. Again, I hope it comes to other platforms at some point. Right now it's Microsoft exclusive for the Xbox and PC, so we'll see. And then the final game, digital again, which I finally checked out, is the final season of Telltale's Walking Dead. And man, I can't speak today. Telltale, there we go. And so this is like the conclusion to Clementine's story along with AJ, and it's solid. It's a solid end, and I say that because, you know, the whole mess that happened with Telltale, you know, like taking on so many projects and overworking every one of their employees and not really paying them and all of that, right? And eventually they shut down, and then Skybound Games came in to finish the last season, right? So, because I wonder if it was supposed to be like a 5-episode season or not. It's only 4 episodes, and for what they had to work with, it's solid. It's a good, satisfying ending. It's nothing spectacular or anything, you know. They've never been able to reach the heights that was the first season, right? And it's kind of the same issue with a lot of these other ones where it starts off great and then it gets kind of ridiculous in the middle and very just messy, you know. But yeah, pretty interesting. It also plays a bit differently, but it's still very scripted. Like, it tries to play more like an action-adventure game, but it's still very scripted in that you have no health bar or anything, so if, like, Walker comes up to you and you don't press the right button in time, then yeah, you'll instantly die and things like that, right? But yeah, I give it the good rating, you know. Nothing spectacular and kind of, you know, sort of cliche type of end, but it was, you know, satisfying for what it was, so yeah, that's all the games I beat in January, so 8 games right there, 6 that I never beat, and then 2 of them that I replayed and beat, so yeah, looking forward to February. What I'm hoping to do for February is play a bit more older game stuff like NES, Super Nintendo, and all that, or I really want to kind of play more Mega Man games because I only beat Mega Man 1 and 2, so I really want to check out 3 since I know a lot of people love that game, so maybe I'll do that for February. I have to see, and then there's some RPGs I really want to play and finish that I kind of started, so we'll see, but I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll see you next time for other videos I do on the channel. Alright, thanks everyone, take care. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos on the channel. Also leave a like and comment, let me know what you guys thought of the video. I do my best to reply to each comment, and also in a timely fashion. Sometimes I miss a comment here or there, but I do my best to read and reply to all of them. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed, and take care everyone, bye!